The Streets Top 10.
What's going on, brother? How do you say your name?
Yes, sir. I go by the name of Swaver, swag and flavor. You did? Yeah.
Sweet. Could you spell that for me?
SWAVOR. So it's like you take the name, you take swag, right? You take the SW from the swag, and then you take the flavor, you take off, the FL, and you add, Swaver. You did? So it's a word from swag and flavor. You mix it together and you get Swaver. You did?
So how did you get into the music industry?
So how I got in the music industry, first and foremost, just growing up, you living with a living legend. You did, you know what I'm saying? Of course, my big brother and everything. Shout out to my bro, Tom G. You did, you feel me? So at the end of the day, a nigga just, kicking game and shit like that, studying and being a master student. And you feel me? I just, you know, took matters in my own hands and made it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I took it serious at a young age by like 12, 13, going into high school and shit like that. Then, the rest is history. Just been on this journey. And, it's been grateful, man.
So you mentioned a living legend. What was life like living with Tom G?
I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Living life with bro, it was like, like on some regular shit. Like, that's my big brother, you feel me? Like, it was the main go-getter in the family and everything, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, a nigga just soaking up game from everything that, bro was doing. You know what I'm saying? From the music, from sports and everything. I was his protege. So, it just go hand in hand, you feel me? Everything that he was doing, I wanted to do, you feel me? Growing up, playing the drums in church and shit like that. So, I ain't even get taught how to play the drums. I just was watching him and decided to be like, man, fuck it. I picked the drums up and started playing at the age of 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? It's like, how can I put it? Like Joe Jackson teaching his kids, you feel me? With goddamn Michael Jackson and Tito and all them boys, you feel me? You just gonna fall in them footsteps. And the rest is history, you did. So, yeah.
So what was growing up like for Swaver?
Where for me, shit, like every other kid, every typical kid, you know what I'm saying? Growing up from the hood, Palm River 5'8", Langston and Hammond. Shit, it was just on some cool shit, bro. You feel me? I wasn't really like no crazy ass troublemaker or anything like that. You feel me? It was just being a hood young nigga. You know what I'm saying? Going outside. You feel me? Playing football. You know what I'm saying? With all my partners and everything. And then, jump off the porch and got into the music shit. You feel me? It was just like shit, nigga, just rocking out. And, that's just what it was, bro. Like, just seeing my mama, she doing her thing, you feel me, playing the piano, and my daddy was a DJ back in his days and shit. He used to go by the name of Music Man, you know what I'm saying? And shit was just cool, bro. It wasn't really too crazy and everything. Like, we all had our ups and downs and shit, you feel me? Like, just a part of the struggle, you know what I'm saying? Some days mom dudes ain't have it, feel me? And nigga gotta go figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Big bro, he was doing his thing in the streets and shit like that. And I was just soaking up game, just sitting there and watching everything go down. And being in that environment, of course, it's just like, I'm thinking as a young nigga, like, damn, bro, so I gotta figure out a way how to get up out this bit. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was gonna be with the sports at first, you know what I'm saying? Because the nigga was just, playing football, and I'm like, all right, bet this is gonna be the gateway, you know what I'm saying, to get a nigga out there. Then I remember, like, just being up under my brother and everything, and that nigga was like, oh yeah, nigga, you gonna be on this music shit, you gonna, rock out, bitch. And I'm like, man, shit, bitch, I'm finna play football. Fuck all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, he was right. Cause then I'll never forget that shit. I was like 12, 13, and I'm in the crib and shit, you feel me? And I'm going freestyling, writing rhymes and shit, and that shit just clicked. It's like a whole wave just hit me, you know what I'm saying? At that age, I'm like, damn, bro, I'm gonna be a rapper, bro. Like this, and I had my mind made up ever since then, you feel me? And I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, shout out to my niggas, man, from the hood, man. You know, we were just rocking out, bro. Like, you know, I remember them days, bro. You feel me? I can never forget, bro. Like, bitch, we were just out there, me and my nigga, man. Shout out my nigga. I'm gonna call him LMD. You feel me? But he go by 5'8" SARS. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's my nigga, man. My boy, man. We jumped off the porch on that on that music shit, man. Like, man, we motherfucking rocking out. Like, I'm talking about really real deal sitting on my mama's porch. I had a karaoke machine. You know what I'm saying? I had a little karaoke machine. I used to take my brother instrumentals, you feel me, on CDs and shit. This is when we had CDs back then. Basically, used to take the instrumentals and everything and just be writing on them on a notebook. You feel me? Me and my boy, we just, you know, putting that work in. Then, you know, shit, it's here. It's here, man. So everything that I learned and everything that I experienced, bro, I don't regret nothing. You feel me? Because it made me the man that I am today. You did real shit.
What was your favorite snack growing up?
My goddamn favorite snack. Well, that's a good one. Shit, back then, I mean, I wasn't too crazy on. Like, I was just very simple. You feel me? So like frozen cups and shit like that. I was like kind of always crazy about ices and frozen cups. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too crazy about like hot sausages and pickle legs and shit, man. Motherfuckers used to come around eating that shit, boy. That shit was so stank. I don't understand how motherfuckers used to just be eating that shit, bro. Going to the store and everything. I'm like, God damn. Oh yeah, Chewies. I used to fuck with them Chewies and shit. You feel me? And like the Lifesaver gummies. I used to fuck with them like a bit. You feel me? But I don't eat, you know, like pork or anything like that. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. You did. I'm missing out on some good shit. But back then, boy, yeah, it was like, you know, frozen cuts and ices and shit like that for me. Yeah.
So you mentioned writing with your homeboy.
Word.
Do you still write when you go in the studio to record, or do you just go in and catch a vibe and punch in while you're recording?
I mean, it depends on what the beat tell me to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I operate. You feel me? Because I'm so like tuned in into the music. So it's like if I know the music will like tell me like, oh yeah, you need to write, you need to take your time on this shit. You feel me? And I'm really a better writer than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but sometimes I get on the beat, you feel me? And it's like I can't write. I just have to go on there and just express myself, like, and put it all on display. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what the energy is giving, what I'm getting from the beat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, that's the process of it, bro. Like, that's how I was growing up. I was just writing. That's why I'm so much of a better writer, because I remember, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my brother would tell me, like, oh, yeah, bro, this is what you need to do, bro. Write 16 bars a day. And, you know, I took that in consideration. I'm like, shit, 16, and then I'm going to write a whole 32. You feel me? And that's how I just started operating. I started operating like, man, fuck that, 32 bars, you know what I'm saying? And it just created me to continue to have that, you know, I call it like a mental exercise, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, like, you know, I'm a fool with the pen, bro. Like, you know, I could just write about anything, everything, anything I could think of and shit like that. Sometimes I could have a writer's block, right? But then I just jump from beat to beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be like, okay, all right. If I catch a little writer's block where I get stuck at some shit, I'll move on to the next beat and then go to freestyling and just coming up with some funny ass shit. But then when I come up with some funny ass shit, I just say it serious. And then that's how I get my whole vibe. You feel me? And then I go back to the beat where I got stuck on, and then that shit just be a straight flow. I be feeling like it's like a download. I be feeling like God be giving me a download. When I catch a writer's block and I don't know what to write, I just let it flow naturally. And then that shit just, you know, it just come natural. You feel me? So it's a God given talent for real.
So what's a studio session with you like?
All over the place, shit. Goddamn. But sometimes it could be all over the place, and then sometimes I go in there and I could just be knocking it out, especially if I come prep. And 9 times out of 10, I do come prep because I just find time always to like write my music, and when I do write my music and shit like that, I'll be having like 3-4 songs ready, so I could just go ahead and knock it out if I can, just depend on like the time span and shit like that. But you feel me? If I can knock all what I want to knock out, you feel me, and reach my goal, which is like, okay, every time I get in the studio, I'm trying to knock out 3-4 songs. And when I knock them out, then if I have extra time to do whatever I want to do, then I just, freestyle and everything. But it been like multiple times I'll be in the studio and I'll be just be all over the place and everything, and just letting the music just take me wherever it needs. Like, music is chaotic to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, music is most definitely like chaos energy. That's where it comes from. It comes from like darkness. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, like, you just have to sometimes turn off all the lights and shit like that and let the music just tell you whatever it, express. Be it like just experiment and everything. I remember hearing watching this interview from Schoolboy Q, and he was like, yo, yeah, when I'm writing my music and shit, I like to scream at the wall. You feel me? And I call his drift about that, because it's like I do the exact same thing sometimes. Like, I got this one song called "Can You Help Me Out," and I literally, like, I've been kind of had it wrote already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of had it prepped, like I was explaining it. But when I got in the studio, I couldn't look at my phone or anything. I had to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? And by me doing that, I had to scream at the wall. It was just me in the studio anyway, so I ain't got, like, to cover up or make it be like, oh, I'm doing too much or anything. Like, no, I'm truly being myself. So that's what I mean by, like, chaos energy. You know what I'm saying? Being chaotic and, like, and feeling those them crazy thoughts, and being in your shadow, dog, being real deal, like your true self in the true form. You know what I'm saying? And I hope people like can catch my drift and have an understanding. But if not, then I guess you gotta do a little more work, bro. And that's it. You feel me?
What is your top 5 favorite songs that you made?
First on my list of my top 5 favorite songs that's out already is, the first one is Self Love. The reason why it's self love, because it's self-explanatory. It's self-love. You know what I'm saying? Self-love is the best love. And it gives you that motivation. I needed something to motivate me. So it was like me kind of speaking in, can I say speaking in third person? Because I was going through another transition in life, like, far as like, okay, just going through it. Like, everybody, we all go through it. We all go through pain and suffering and trying to figure out our way and stuff like that. So me as a writer, I wanted to give myself something that I can be motivated and be inspired, and to know that, down the line, it's gonna be all right. It's all gonna be good, as long as you give yourself self-love, which is the best love. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, bro, you owe it all to yourself, to care for yourself, to love yourself, because nobody ain't gonna love you like how you love you. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important for you to do so. You know what I'm saying? And that song is just, it's self-explanatory. So I have to say that song first and foremost. And it just touched people. You feel me? I done got a lot of people, when I did drop it's off of my latest project, Heartbreak Swave. And when I dropped that song, I back in like 2020, matter of fact, February 7th, 2020. So this is right before the pandemic had hit and everything. And literally on that day, bruh, and that shit kind of got me like a little tearing up and shit like that. Cause when he was my brother best friend, one of his best friends, but he was also a close friend, close family friend and everything. And we was out there in California, in LA and everything, just moving around, doing our shit, you feel me? And I'll never forget that shit. I dropped that shit. It was on what the hell, it was on a Friday or some shit like that. But anyways, I remember that shit, bro. It was February 7th, 2020, and we got a call. And it was one of my partners and everything. And he was like, hey, man, you know, our partner, man, he just got killed. You know what I'm saying? And for me, we ain't know cause when he was telling us that, when he just said he got killed and everything. And when we found out what really happened, he committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a very intense moment and everything. And for me, it was different because we was going through our ups and downs and stuff, and we ain't really like come to, you know,
You didn't make amends.
yeah, come to commence and shit like that, and you know, got things right and everything, because it was just a whole lot of shit, you feel me? But you know, we ain't never got that, you know, got that right. And it really hit me like a little bit later down the line and stuff, because I felt like I wasn't holding no grudges, but as a man, you know, you just want to be like, you know, shit, nigga, I ain't no little nigga, I ain't no sucker now, man. Like, man, we gotta, like, respect is respect, you feel me? And to make the long story short, bro, like, it was just like a wake up call for me, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, for that moment, you just never know what people is going through. You know, you never know what's on a person's mind. So be mindful of the things that you say and things that you do. Feel me? Because yeah, bro, they could be here and gone. You know what I'm saying? Here and gone in a flash, in a second, bro. You feel me? And you know, that song Self Love is most definitely like top tier on my list. Feel me? Because just of the message in the song, and also because of the experience when we released the project and that song, and the impact and how people just continue to feel about it and everything. So Self Love for sure. Top number 2, I would have to say Purple Pickle. I like to kind of like uh title my songs pretty crazy sometimes, you feel me? Because I know that's just gonna catch a person's attention. I'm like, what the fuck? Purple Pickle? What the hell? I gotta check it out just to see what the hell you talking about. But really, I'm talking about some real shit, you feel me? And that was on my project called Playboy Lingo. And that was later dropped in November 2020 as well. And yeah, it's one of them, you know, them bangers. It slaps. It's a vibe for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty dope, man. I just advise everybody to go check it out if you haven't heard it. But for the ones that heard it, I know they can vouch for that. In top, for the top 5, top 3, number 3, it's another song called "Ain't For You" / No Love, and it's off another project, like my first project, really, called Trap Rock. And that song fire too. You feel me? I got a nice response from a lot of people, like, with that song and stuff like that, because it's talking about a whole bunch of relatable shit. And yeah, man, it's a banger, man. It slaps. You feel me? So most definitely, I advise people to go check out that one too as well. Number 4, and 4 is my number, so I gotta make sure this be hit. Oh, Started Out Slut. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, that be right there. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Okay, so yeah, number 4, this motherfucker for real is high power. You know what I'm saying? It got nothing but that energy. I love to, you know, just get in the studio and, like what I was saying about, like, just giving off chaotic energy and just letting the music take me wherever it need to be and just come up with some dope ass shit, bruh. And Started Out Slut, and I know that's a fucking, that, like I say, bro, I like to name my shit crazy because I know it's just gonna catch the eye and catch people attention when you hear this type of stuff. Even though, yeah, I mentioned that in the song, but you know, it's just something that's very dope. And it's produced by my partner. You know, I feel like we like Shaq and Kobe, dog. Shout out my boy Tachi. Uh, we came up with this dope ass vibe. And really this is my alias. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like my alter ego. And which I go by, or which he go by, Lamash Pit. You feel me? And that's pretty much self-explanatory. I had to find something that could fit for my chaotic energy and just me being on some I don't give a fuck shit, nigga. It is what it is, nigga. Y'all, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That grimy, just ratchet, don't give a fuck at all. Very careless. And I have to watch myself because sometimes I can get very, very careless. So I'm practicing how to uh ground myself and balance it all out. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely, we dropped this song back in what 2019, like late 2019 and stuff like that. That's how you know a lot of my shit is kind of like timeless. You feel me? Because we just released this song, well, the video to the song in last year. Yeah, it was last year, August last year. You feel me? And it's the video is out. Uh, Directed and shot by Kel Too Dope. Shout out to Kel. Shout out to my dog. And creative director on the other hand, shout out to my boy Sammy Hughes, man. You feel me? We put the shit together and everything, came up with the treatment, and the rest is history, bro. So make sure y'all check that out, man. Thotty Out Slut. Thotty Out Slut. And there you have it. And last but not least, my number 5, About Me. It's off of Playboy Lingo. And that song fire. Y'all go check that out. You feel me? Like, I feel like with that one, I pretty much made my stamp on who I am as a rapper. And I wasn't even like no like 9 times out of 10, I'm really like lyrical, you feel me? I'm very creative and you know, I can spit a whole bunch of similes and metaphors, which is few on, you know, but I just got down to business and just told you what it is and was just telling you like, fuck how you feel about me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, people like to look at me in a like this way. Like they trying to look at me like, oh, this is a little weird ass nigga. Because I mean, I am shit. Goddamn, I am a weird ass nigga. But they try to look at me as a negative weird ass nigga. With and you know, I'm a positive ass weird ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I'm very cool, bro. I'm just different, bro. I'm just different. I like to wear choker chain. I like the spikes with the you know, just chokers, and I was dyeing my hair all type of colors and shit. I've been to like my image been all over the place and everything. But that was just me. I've always been myself, and I'm gonna forever stay myself. So I just you know stay true to myself on doing it. Now I look back at the shit, you know, especially now that I done evolved as an artist and just individually as a man. I look at it and I'm like, damn, bro, I was on some whole other shit, but hey, it got me this far, so you know, it's all love.
So, how do you promote your albums?
How do I promote my albums? Well, you know, you gotta hit them with the digital. You gotta be, you know, pushing it to all the social medias and you know the platforms like Instagram, and now we have TikTok. We have all these outlets that you know you just have to promote and just you know put some marketing dollars behind it. You feel me? And it's all coming out of my pocket. You feel me? You know, and you know the team as well, but also you know it's me. It's all me. It's all from the ground up. You know, building this shit. You know, brick by brick. You feel me? Until I see a brick wall. You know, shout out to the late great Nipsey Hussle, man, one of my favorites. You feel me? But yeah, bro, you know, marketing dollars, you know, Instagram ads, Google ads, anything that gotta add to it, you know, you add to it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, bro, what's for you is gonna be for you. So you know, I I go by the saying and like this quote, it say what's easy don't last, and what's last don't come easy. You feel me? So it's you know, I'm in it for the longevity. I ain't really just short term and anything like that. So it's a process with it, and I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the progress because, a nigga just steady evolving with this shit. And, I'm taking it for what it is and learning. A lot of the times, as artists, you feel me? I get caught up in the loop and get lost in the sauce sometimes. I'm gonna tell you what it is, you feel me? And I'm gonna hold myself accountable for a lot of the shit. You know what I'm saying? And you feel me? A nigga dropped the ball on certain situations, but at the end of the day, was that situation really for me, or was it just for, that time being? And, it would have probably got me somewhere that I should you know what I'm saying? Don't even need to be. You feel me? So I feel like the whole time, because people like to be like, "Oh man, you should have been blowed up, man. You should have been out of this bit, bro. Man, you so much of a star and everything and all this shit." And I understand. I know that. I look myself in the mirror multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Not to say like I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'm stuck in the mirror or anything like that," but I have to look at the man in the mirror, you know what I'm saying, to check myself and make sure that, I'm going about it the right way, the righteous way, and not just by the way that people feel like I should go by it. And, sometimes it get frustrating. It's a journey, bro. Like, it's going to have its ups and downs, bro, but I'm enjoying it, bro, because I know at the end of the day, when a nigga get to the finish line, it's still gonna be another finish line I'm gonna have to get to because it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? And a marathon gonna forever continue. You know what I'm saying? The legacy has to live on. So I'm in it for the longevity, bro. You feel me? And I'm enjoying it, bro. For real, for real.
You said something real important. You said you hold yourself accountable.
Word.
How do you hold yourself accountable? What are some of the tools that you use to measure yourself to make sure you're on the right track?
I mean, shit. Damn, that's a good question.
You could take a second if you got to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, you go with your gut feeling, bro. You go with what's right. You go with your intuition, and then what I mean by that. That's that God talk. That's how God talk to you. He talk to you through your intuition. He let you know, oh yeah, this is what it is, and this is what it ain't. So a lot of the times I bump my head, and I understand why I bumped my head because I wasn't listening. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't paying attention to the signs and the symbols that was around me and for me. And I bumped my head. And I got no choice but to hold myself accountable, because when you realize, and it's all about being self-aware. It's all about your awareness. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know certain triggers or certain, patterns that you continue to do, and you continue to keep on failing, then you gotta hold yourself accountable, bro. You can't just continue to keep on going down the road of like, oh yeah, bro, man, these motherfuckers over here, they fucked me up and everything and shit like that. But you let them in. You let them fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts with you. And that's the hard conversation that I had to have with myself multiple times. And then your people too. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at who you got around you, bro. A lot of the times, if you don't got nobody that's ain't finna just say, hey, bro, hold on, bro, you moving in a way that I ain't finna go that route with you. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the people, they don't. They just let you be like, oh man, he is old, man. Shit, fuck it. It is what it is, bro. We gonna thug it. You know what I'm saying? We get in our community, bro, in our environment, bro, we so used to just saying, fuck it, man. It is what it is. Nigga, thug that shit out, bro. You gonna be all right. It is what it is. But like, no. A nigga need to tell you, like, no, bro, you wrong, bro. It is what it is. You gotta be, focused, bro. Recenter yourself and everything. And then a lot of times, bro, like, shit, who's my lady too? You feel me? Like, your queen is, is everything, bro, when it comes down to this type of shit, bro. If you really care for her, and if you really love her and everything, you gonna care for her opinion and how she view you and everything. And a lot of the times, bro, a woman gonna tell your ass about yourself. If you don't like it, it is what it is. But also, at the end of the day, bro, you just gotta look yourself, like how Michael Jackson say, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, bro. And when you do that, then that's when everything else is gonna fall in line how it's supposed to for you, because now you done broke all down. You broke down the barrel, you broke all that bullshit down, and now you can listen. you have a clear conscience, you have clear thoughts. Now you ready to take the next step. You feel me? But until remove all the bullshit from yourself and around you, then it's gonna be kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's all part of the process. Like I said, it's all part of the process, bro. For real, for real. But self-awareness is the key for sure, for sure.
So when you look in the mirror, what do you see?
When I look in the mirror, man, I see a God. When I look in the mirror, because, in the Bible, that's what they say. You was made in the image of Christ, right? So, what that means. You was made in the image of a God. Not the God, or, it's we all a part of him, she, whatever, whoever you want to call it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But when I look myself in the mirror, I see a God, I see a king, I see the mistakes and the pain, the suffering and everything. Cause I gotta see the downside of me to be able to see the upside of me as well. You feel me? Because they said, as above, so below, as within, so without. So I see everything with me. You feel me? When I look in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? And you just gotta understand that. If you can understand, understand, and overstand, then guess what? When you look in the mirror, you're gonna stand. For real, bro. I'm dropping gems. I feel like I think I'm doing my thing. That's real.
So what is an album of yours like? What kind of experience is a listener looking to have listening to your album?
Most definitely a flow, a steady flow, a steady groove, a little bit of chaotic, a little bit of just the realness, the purity, everything that you can ever imagine. Because yes, most definitely I'm very versatile. You got so many different flavors. That's why, as Swaver and with the swag and the flavor, you got to have both, and I've been so much of a master student of the game, and being able to soak up game and just study my craft. It put me in a position to where I feel like I can do anything and everything. So as a listener, I would say just be prepared to listen to anything and everything, but the good shit, you know what I'm saying? The real shit, because it took some time. Like, I feel like I critique myself, and over the years of me dropping my projects and stuff, it's a lot of stuff I feel like, oh, okay, I could have said this better, I could have did this better and everything. So now the upcoming project, when I do decide to drop that, it will be everything that you can ever imagine in your life, because it's gonna be nothing but the real shit, nothing but the like a best experience. You're gonna have the party shit, you're gonna have the true love shit, the heartbreak shit, the pain, and I won't say too much violent shit, but I would say protecting yourself shit. In a way of like, hey, I ain't going for nothing now, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't talking about just the kill and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about what's real and, and give you all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, just expect that, bro. And it is what it is, bro. Y'all fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Big sway. For real, for real.
Do you have any projects coming out?
I have a few projects coming out, but I don't know when they're going to come out, because now I'm focused on dropping a single every month. You know what I'm saying? With hella content and just flooding the streets, flooding the internet, just hitting, just doing groundwork and the digital work and seeing what it is. Because I feel like as of right now, as an artist, this is the most that I've been consistent in the time, because I always was focusing on a project. I was always focusing on the project. I was always just like, all right, bet I'm gonna say this body of work and drop this on this certain day or whatever, this and that. But I've been doing that, and now it's like I built up a ton of just a crazy ass catalog of music, So it's like, hey, shit, man, I can afford to drop a single every month and still have 4 projects ready, locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? Just tucking, got that shit in the clutch, bro, and ready to, shoot off whenever the world is ready for it. You feel me? Because that's where I'm at with it. I don't want to just continue to release projects of music and it get received well for the time being, and then the longevity of, you know what I'm saying? Like how I say, bro, I'm in it for the longevity, so I don't want shit to strike and really hit and continue to keep on hitting. So I'm at this point where it's just like, hey, I'm just gonna roll out the singles, and then I'll drop a little freestyle here and there, and drop some more shit, do a mic drop and whatever else, because I still get that urge, like, man, bro, I gotta just drop this shit. I gotta just do this, man. Fuck that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't found my formula, you know what I'm saying? By the help of other artists, by the help of just, the team and putting shit together and everything. So now I done got my little formula going on, my bit formula. I don't want to say love, you feel me? Cause shit ain't love, yeah, you feel me? That's another thing. Niggas like to be, hey man, I see you doing your little thing, bro. Man, what the fuck you mean love, nigga? This shit ain't love, bro. Like, why it gotta be that? Just say, hey man, I see you doing your thing. It is what it is, goddamn. But at the end of the day, it's still all love, bro. You feel me? But yeah, bro, I got Trap Rock 2 coming out soon. I don't know when. It probably won't be this year. Because I say I'm gonna drop a single. But you just never know. I've been feeling like very mixtapey. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get back to the mixtapes, and get back into, where it's just straight raw, where it ain't really too much mix and mastering and everything. It's just you can hear it, it sounds good. All right, get it out. You know what I'm saying? And then you just don't know when you're gonna receive it. You feel me? So by the time I don't know when it's gonna drop, but hey, it might be a mixtape. You never know, bro. You never know. Never motherfucking know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, for real, man. It's lit.
Is there anything else you want to leave the people with?
Oh,
Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Drop
I
your
mean,
IG
shout out to the
handle.
city, for sure. Shout out to the city, man. Shout out to Tampa, motherfucking Florida. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to everyone that's doing a motherfucking thing. It don't matter where you're from. It don't matter how you're doing it. But just make sure you continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? This skin right here that we got, this goddamn neuromelanin, this is all we got, my nigga. And even though, the spirit and the soul is forever. But as of right now, while we on this physical plane, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? All we got is each other. Let's come together. Let's make it do what it do, and continue to evolve. Cause like I live by the quote, man, evolve or die. Cause if you ain't evolving and you're stagnant and you're stuck, and that's how you get caught up in this karmic cycle. You get caught up in this karmic cycle of the same old shit and the same old bullshit that we so used to, because we feel like, oh, all we gotta do is just stuck it. And nah, bro, you can live, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could, stay protected and stay wise and stay alert, but you can live, my nigga. You feel me? And you could do that through expressing yourself through music. You could do that shit by, playing sports, finding different hobbies, my nigga, whatever it is. You feel me? And I'm talking to the young niggas, I'm talking to the old niggas. Everybody need to come together and come to an acquaintance, even if it's not just to the point where it's like, oh, I don't really vibe with a nigga over there. I don't know what he really on. It's cool, long as it's still positive. We got to continue to practice, being on some just solid shit. You feel me? And instead of just, getting too emotional when it comes down to, oh, how I feel. You feel me? It's like, nah, how I think, how I know what I know, and and move in that direction, and we'll have a better understanding. And I know it ain't gonna be just a overnight thing, but who knows? It might be. If you see this interview, if you see motherfuckers is out here just trying to make a difference, you feel me, within themselves at first, because at first you got to save yourself. You got to save you, my nigga. You feel me? You owe it all to yourself. Save you, and then you'll be able to express, and people will be inspired by what you do, and then they'll be able to save themselves as well. So yeah, man, shout out to the city, man. Shout out to the world. Shout out to everybody that's doing their motherfucking thing, bro. You feel me? And You know what I'm saying? As above, so below. As within, so without, bro. You feel me? Shout out to all my niggas that's doing anything that I know too. You feel me? That I ain't missing like I can miss his names and shit. You know, I mean, hey, you feel me? Hey,
Gotta
shout
open
out to
platform.
all the art, my true friends, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga OA Mark. Shout out to goddamn King Capo. Shout out to goddamn like how I say 5'8" SAR. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who else that's doing anything? Shout out to D Slugger. Shout out to who else, bro? Man, there's so many niggas, man. Shout out to Rico Dreams. I'm just thinking as I go. But it's a lot of niggas that's in the city that's doing their thing. Shout out to Young Dress. Shout out to Richie West. Shout out to Richie Guapo. Shout out to my nigga 4100 Hayes. Man, there's so many motherfuckers, man. You feel me? I could go on for days, bro. That I really like got vibes with and got connects with. You know what I'm saying? Just being solid, bro. You feel me? Shout out my nigga Jit Cam, bro. Shout out my motherfucking brother Jit Cam and Lon Deezy, man. We go, you know, they man, hey man, it's still here, man. Hey man, say man, you know, it is what it is, man. But I say, bro, man, it's all love, bro. If I ain't shot you out, my apologies, bro. But I just had to get that off my chest. You feel me? It's all love, bro. At the end of the day, for sure.
The Streets Talk Team.